Report, presented by BCWSA, a weekly recap of your Eagles and news around the NFL. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's. Tonight's show is brought to you by Rob's Automotive and Collision, BCWSA, Chickies and Pete's, Allstate Fairless Hills Tom LaCroix, and Penworth Financial Services, Penn Community Bank, Capital Grill, Ventresca's LTD, Independence Blue Cross, and SEPTA. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Thank you very much. And good evening, everyone. This is Merrill Reese with Dave Spadaro, and tonight's show brought to you by BCWSA. Dave, this is probably the most exciting game that the Eagles have won so far this year.
I would agree. Going to Baltimore, the litmus test for the defense going up against the number one offense in the NFL. The Eagles' run game going against Baltimore's run defense, the number 2 defense in the NFL, a physical Baltimore team, a Baltimore team that really needed to win that football game at home. And the Eagles started slowly, Merrill, and came on strong, and it was a great win. And so many Eagles fans in attendance down at M&T Bank Stadium. It was a great Sunday, a huge win, and this team is rolling.
It is. It is interesting the way this team starts out. They do
Interesting is an interesting word.
Well, it is because they start to move the ball initially, and Nick has alluded to the fact that they'll move it down, and then suddenly there's a big penalty, or suddenly they go backwards with a sack. They find themselves in a third long, and then the drive dies.
Yeah, it's something that they have been working on all season. It's something that must be corrected when they get into the playoffs. It is very difficult when you're playing the elite teams to come from behind in the postseason. You know, we saw the only time that it really impacted them was the Tampa Bay game, and before you knew it, Tampa Bay was leading that game 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, 21-0 early in the second quarter. And that's the danger that you face. Fortunately, the Eagles' defense held Baltimore to the 3-down sequence in the red zone, held them to the field goal, and then Justin Tucker misses the extra point. And then Braden Mann lays a punt down at the 1-yard line. Sidney Brown hustles down there, and that seemed to turn everything around.
Yeah, it's a good thing the Eagles had a 12th man in that game by the name of Justin Tucker.
It's shocking, and you see how quickly it can go. And you also recognize that, you know, it happened to Jake Elliott in one game this year. It has happened to a lot of kickers in one game. Fortunately, Jake has gotten back on track, kicking the ball very, very well, and the Eagles' special teams playing well. But, Merrill, Justin Tucker, the greatest field goal kicker percentage-wise in the history of the game, lengthwise, the longest field goal in the history of the NFL.
66 yards.
Yeah, is now, I think he's missed 10 kicks.
He has missed 8 field goals and 2 extra points.
It is unbelievable.
That is incredible.
And when you don't have the confidence in your kicker down the stretch, I mean, all of these games are one-possession games. It really comes back to get you. But fortunately, the Eagles don't have to worry about that. Jake Elliott on point with 4 of his final 5 games in the friendly confines of Lincoln Financial Field, home sweet home for the holidays.
Yeah, it's amazing. We have a very, very special guest tonight. He is making his way here, and we are so happy to have him on the Philadelphia Eagles this year. And I'm talking about Will Shipley. So how about a nice welcome for Will Shipley?
Will made the long trek down.
Here is a headset.
How are you? Yeah, there he is. Will Shipley, everybody.
Wait, Chris, can we get Will's mic on? Wait a minute.
There you go.
I think we have you now, right?
Hello.
Yeah, we have you.
Does this thing work?
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Well, it's great to have you here.
Oh, it's so good to be here. I really appreciate you guys.
You come to Philadelphia, and you're with a team right now that is on a great roll. 10-2 record, 8 in a row. What does it feel like to you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, to be a rookie and to be in such a great organization. Truly couldn't. Thank God to be in a better position, learning from one of the best, Saquon Barkley, and it's been incredible so far. So I truly couldn't ask for any more.
I wonder, Will, if you were to go back just 1 year, 1 calendar year, and look at the Will Shipley who was such a dominant college player to the Will Shipley who's a rookie in the NFL playing very well when you've gotten the opportunity, would you notice a big difference?
I think there is a big difference. I've learned a lot along the way. Like you said, being successful in college to making it to the pros, and kind of just being put on a different pace, putting in a position where I'm willing to learn and trying to learn as much as I can from the vets, the older guys, and huge thanks to all the older guys, because it is such a great organization where they do share their knowledge, and they do try to bring the rookies along. So I've been very thankful for that as well.
Is there a different, I don't know, lack of a better term, way that you run in the NFL? Is it a totally different ballgame for a running back?
Yeah, I think it's definitely different. I've had 20 or so carries, this year.
You're the first carry. Well, it was the lateral, but you're the first carry in the Baltimore game.
Right, exactly, yeah. So, at the end of the day, I think it's been different for sure. Everybody's bigger, everybody's faster, but it's the same game you've been playing for your whole life. So it's kind of best of both worlds for me. Just still learning, but definitely know that I have the ability to be successful at this level.
My brother-in-law is here watching the show tonight, and he said, ask Will Shipley, as a running back, what do you see when you watch Saquon Barkley?
Oh, I mean, it amazes me every time I watch him. Coming in for as early as rookie minicamp and OTAs and all that fun stuff. Everything that he does is deserving. He's worked his butt off, and he's such a role model for me on the field, off the field, everything you name. So I've been very fortunate to watch him. But, yeah, I'm amazed at everything I see, that backwards hurdle to
that's something.
What he's done in the second half this year to close out some games for us. It's been special to see. It's a special season, and I'm just very fortunate to be a part of it for sure.
Did you watch him at all while you were growing up when he played at Penn State or when he played with the Giants?
It's hard not to, right? Right. He's all over the place, but that's just who he is. He's always going to have the spotlight on him. He's such a great athlete, but bigger than that, he's an even better person. So definitely growing up, through high school, watching him at Penn State and watching him, for his tenure at the Giants is unbelievable. And now to be in the same room as him is crazy.
Well, you have a great running back room.
Yes, we do.
With you and with Saquon, and also Kenny Gainwell can play a little bit too, huh?
Oh, yeah, he's a stud. And the same goes for Kenny. He's going into his fourth year, and he's a total vet himself. The way that he carries himself, and he's been as great in terms of sharing knowledge, trying to help me out as much as he can, and just to carry me along with the guys. So yeah, it's been a great room, and it's all led by Coach Singleton, who does a great job as well.
This is a great segue. Jamal Singleton, the Eagles running backs coach, assistant head coach, and I did a little Instagram on the Eagles Insider. For all of you who don't follow, please do. The other day before the Baltimore game, you were in the end zone, and he puts on the padding, and you worked on your pass pro.
Yeah.
And and it was just like everything is so precise where your hands are, your leverage, your eyes. That part of the game, did you pay a lot of, in college, did they ask you to do a lot of learning in that? And I would imagine that in the NFL level, I always remember Andy Reid would say, a running back is not going to play unless he learns how to pass protect. How do you feel you've come along in that respect, and how much emphasis do they put on it?
Yeah, it's so important. They're paying the quarterback the big bucks. That's who you got to protect at the end of the day. So it's been a huge stepping stone for me. In college, it's something that you do, but it's not something that was emphasized as much as it is in the NFL. So I've been learning a ton. Coach Singleton has helped me out. You can break it down to a science, like you were saying. You truly can. Your hand placement, when you shoot, your leverage, just everything that goes into it. It's a total different level, and I've definitely taken a step and will continue to do so with the guys around me. But yeah, it's one of the most important things you have to do as a running back is protect that quarterback.
With the exception of maybe Dan Campbell in Detroit, who really runs a crazy training camp. Most of the NFL camps have changed from what they used to be with the two-a-days, the hitting. Did you at some point during this summer think, boy, this is a lot easier than it was getting ready for a season at Clemson?
Yeah, I think it's just so different. Maybe instead of the physical toll that a college camp will take you through, the mental toll is bigger in the NFL. You're in meetings, and you break down every little piece of film. So you got to put stuff on film, correct your mistakes, learn from them, and move on and make sure that you don't make that same mistake again.
Guys, this is Merrill. We were at the press conferences today. The coordinators meet the media. And, everybody's talking about Cooper DeJean's hit on Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
and,
stud.
It's amazing that the way that tackling is taught in the NFL now, there isn't anything remotely like it was back in the old days, two-a-days, full tackling, full contact. And the way that this defense has tackled with such great form, and Vic Fangio and all those coaches, the job they've done teaching all of that, you've had to learn how to play football a different way. It's a very innovative way to play football. I'm sure that what you were used to, back there's no Oklahoma drills, for example. There's none of that.
Yeah.
How have you found that, Will, to be beneficial to you? More of the mental aspect of things, the emphasis on walkthroughs, and the fact that, it's so precise. Everything has to be on point.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Just adding more of the mental aspect into the game. It takes a different level to be able to, take what you learn from a walkthrough and, put it out there on the field and have the same product as if you were having two-a-days or something like that. So, I've loved the implementation of maybe a little more less physical toll, more mental, and I think we've done a great job with it, of just Coach Sirianni says always go full snap up and full speed up until the snap during walkthroughs. So you're kind of getting the same emphasis as if you were doing it fully, but a little less on the physical toll. So
Merrill, let's talk about that hit, and Will also that Cooper DeJean hit. This rookie class has been amazing. You guys have been so productive, and Merrill, that hit conjured memories of the 2006 playoff hit, Sheldon Brown against
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush and the New Orleans Saints. You amazed?
Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah, Coach Spiller, my college running back coach, used to always say you don't want to get Reggie Bush. So he was referring to that.
That made the cover of Sports Illustrated. By the way.
I'm sure it did. Yeah, I remember.
That was unbelievable. Did you ever play any defense?
Yes, I actually started my freshman year as a safety rather than running back, and then got given the ball a couple times, and it was kind of in the history. So.
How did they? So wait, why did they get you on the offensive side? They were looking for more production there, or they saw that you were really fast, or?
Yeah, I did both, but I was just a little bit better at safety to start off. I think we had a running back who was an upperclassman in high school, so he did well. But they just gave me a couple opportunities early on to see what I could do with it, and you took advantage of them.
And here we are.
I enjoyed watching you play so much during the preseason because you got a lot of action, carried the ball a lot. So during the preseason, we want the fans, as a broadcaster, to get to know the new Eagles. And I said to my partner in the booth, Mike Quick, who I'm sure you've gotten to know, a five-time All-Pro, I said to Mike, you know something about Will Shipley? When he was at Clemson for 4 years, he never got a B. And Mike Quick said, well, when I was at North Carolina State, I never got a B either, and I tried so hard.
Oh, I love that. That's hilarious. Yeah, but, it's funny how it rolls. I love Mr. Quick and what he's done at the organization. But, yeah, that's hilarious. I think, academics were always a huge part for my family and I. Pops was always honest when those, report cards came home. So just something I, took pride in for sure.
And, of course, your brother went to Penn. He was a lacrosse star.
Yeah, he's the genius of the family is what we call him. So
and you were the dummy with a 4.0 average? That doesn't make sense.
Right, yeah. It's funny how it works.
So, Will, being in meetings is not a chore for you. You enjoy being in meetings, the cerebral part of things. Is time management one of your strengths in life? Because to balance academics and the athletic load of football in college is not easy at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Time management is something you have to kind of mature to pretty quickly when you choose this profession. But it's something that can be on your side and can benefit you. Something I feel like I got down pretty early and has definitely helped me in my career thus far.
I have to ask you, what is college football like in your mind now, the way it has evolved with with all the nil money, name, image, likeness, and all of the transferring going around. This guy played a year here, 2 years there, and then finished. There's guys like Sean Clifford, who came out of Penn State. He played 7 years. Or I think Bo Nix with the Denver Broncos is going into his 15th year
right
after 14 in college.
You're funny. Yeah, no, that's exactly how it is nowadays. It's a crazy atmosphere. Interested to see where it goes in the future. Huge shout out to the Clemson Tigers, baby, ACC championship this weekend. But it's a wild ride. You got people moving to different conferences, players moving to different teams. I don't know truly what to think about it, but I know it's going to just continue to change over the next couple of years. So definitely interested to see where it goes for sure.
How much trash talking is done in the locker room with respect to college football teams? I would imagine Alabama, Georgia. I know that Moro Ojomo is representing Texas. You're representing Clemson. I mean, how much fun is that?
Oh, it's awesome. I'd say it's probably the one thing we banter about in the locker room is, whenever you got a teammate whose college team you're going head-to-head against that week. I know, Mackay got Jeremiah and I when Louisville edged out Clemson this year. But, yeah, it was something you have fun with. You take pride in where you went to college, and you definitely see it in the locker room, throughout the week.
We had the coordinators' conferences today, and Michael Clay stepped up and he said, let me just see, are there any Penn State alumni here?
Exactly.
Because he was a star in Oregon.
Yeah.
So you have Oregon and Penn State Saturday night at 8 for the Big Ten championship.
I know, yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, all the conferences are crazy. To think Oregon and Penn State are going for a conference championship. Just last year, if you told me that, I'd tell you you're crazy. So, it's an ever-changing landscape, but I think if they do things the right way, it'll be good going forward.
Of course, it's tough, Dave, to figure out that there have to be 17 or 18 teams in the Big Ten.
Right. Is it a Clemson win? Do you get into the college football playoffs, do you think?
Yeah, all conference champions are 1 through 4. So, even with a loss to South Carolina last week, Louisville, and Georgia, game 1 of the season, it could still be a 1 through 4 seed with a bye.
and anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Well, we will be back. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with Will Shipley right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holiday entertaining season is back, and there's no better place for holiday cheer than Chicky and Pete's with a nice cold beer. Book your holiday party right now. We have open bar specials and an unbeatable all-you-can-eat menu. It includes our world-famous crab fries, delectable Chicky's boneless wings, tasty tenders, and our piping hot traditional pizza. Or let us bring the holiday cheer to your place with an unforgettable visit from our Chicky and Pete's Crab Fry Express food truck. We've got you covered this holiday season at the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and I'm here to announce that the garage is always open. I'm talking about garage beer. Light beer, like it used to be. How refreshing. I believe my good friend Jason Kelsey even described garage beer as beer-flavored beer. There's a guy who knows beer. Find yours at drinkgaragebeer.com. Remember, the garage is always open.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are at Chickies and Pete's here in Drexel Hill. Our guest is Eagles running back Will Shipley, and that would also be Eagles kickoff returner Will Shipley. You came into the NFL, and you came along with an entirely different way of conducting kickoffs.
Yes.
What do you think of this? Is it crazy? Is it different? You were conventional if you did that at Clemson. How about now?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Coming into the season, we were all learning as we went. The more reps you could get at it, the better it was going to be. So I think we're kind of understanding as it goes that different teams are going to do things different ways, but it's definitely a more explosive play than it was last year. So yeah, we can use it to our advantage for sure.
You feel like you're close to breaking one? I believe that teams are kicking away from you. I want to tell you that right now. But you've been close.
Yeah, I do think one's coming. The dominoes are going to fall here soon. We've had more opportunities as it's continued to get cold. I know we've played in some domes the past couple weeks, but as we get more and more returns back there, I think hopefully we can crib one here soon.
Are you feeling good physically? I know, Will, we are at the end of the college season. There is this thing they call the rookie wall that is out. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel great. My spirit's renewed and my body's feeling great physically. Mind, body, spirit is more than I could ask for. We were talking about it in the running back room the other day. It's like college season's over now. Let's go play another one. And that's the goal. We want to make it all the way to the last game and win the closer. So, everything's feeling good. Just got to continue to put a little bit into the mind, the body, the spirit, and be ready to finish out the season strong.
Now, Nick Sirianni is very cognizant of what it takes. He wants the players to be in prime condition. But the interesting thing is while he rests guys, certain veterans during the week, he makes them wear pads now on Wednesdays. And I guess the thought there is to keep their fundamentals sharp.
Yeah, I think Coach Sirianni, he's got a game plan for everything, and that's why I love him. He's going to always prepare his players and get us ready to go, on Sunday, and we have that trust in him to do that. So whatever he's asking us to do throughout the week, we're going to do it, and we know we're going to go out there Sunday prepared.
Will, how's your body changed in these 6 months as a Philadelphia Eagle? 7 months, I guess actually 8 months as a Philadelphia Eagle. You've come in. It is a different way of working out. It's a different way of eating. It's a different way of training. Have you noticed a difference?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. I would say compared to college, it's a lot less, just wear and tear. They do everything with something else in mind. So huge shout out to our strength staff, our nutrition staff. Steph, she helps me out so much. I ask her way too many questions, but she's always willing to help. When I left OTAs and we had a little bit of time before camp, she had a whole plan set up for me to make sure I'm eating right and it's a lot longer season like we just talked about. Yeah. So you got to treat your body the right way and make sure that you're going to be in it for the long haul. But
what was it like for Will Shipley to grow up? I know that your first sport was Taekwondo.
Yes.
And then you played some lacrosse. When did you actually get into football?
Yeah, so football was my third sport, like you said. Taekwondo and lacrosse were my first two. Absolutely loved them, and did them pretty much all the way throughout high school. But when I got my first offer in ninth grade in football, I knew that's the route that I was going to take.
In ninth grade, you got a college offer?
Yes, yeah, it was early on for sure. A lot earlier than I knew what to do with it. From Duke University.
Okay.
Wow,
yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Not a bad fallback plan.
yeah, Coach Cutcliffe was still there, and he's such a great guy to get a first offer from. Prestigious university, and then it just kind of fell from there, and started getting ACC, SEC schools, and I knew I was gonna play ball.
Now, what was he basing that on? I'm sorry, Dave. What was he basing that on? If it's your ninth grade, did you play football at 7th and 8th grade?
Right? Yeah, that's the question you throw out there sometimes. It was after my 9th grade football season, so I'd put some pretty good stuff on tape. And
was that with the high school varsity in 9th grade?
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah, with the varsity team got pulled up and was able to just put some good stuff on tape. Colleges saw it, went to camps after that football season, and that's kind of when the offers started picking up. They love seeing the 40-yard dash and beating linebackers in one-on-one.
What was your 40?
At the Duke camp, it was a 4.41. So I think that probably peeled his eyes back a little bit and helped me out for sure.
I have two questions. One is, I know what Taekwondo is, but what is Taekwondo, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's for me it was a great discipline at a young age. Just understanding that there's a set of rules for everything you go into, and just honoring those rules and having the discipline to say you're going to do something and stick it out. So I think that's why my parents got my brother and I into it at such an early age, and I think it paid dividends. You won't see me doing roundhouse kicks or nothing of that nature, but the discipline that I got from it was one of the biggest things I took away for sure.
And then the second one is this: it's more of a philosophical conversation. So having watched my son play, football through high school, through youth football, whatever, and recognizing that the best players on the team at a very young age are the running backs, and the running backs always get the ball 20 times a game, 30 times,
Yeah.
and then they go to middle school or whatever, then they get the ball 20 times, 30, and then they go to high school and they get the, and by the time they get to college, they get tons of carries, and their lifespan in the NFL is shortened. That's why I'm glad that there's money for college kids. I think some of these running backs have been devalued. Now Saquon and King Henry have changed that a bit. Your thoughts on that, how you've stayed fresh through the years, and how running backs should be treated, and can you get into a rhythm without getting 20, 25 carries a game?
Yeah, it's a great question and a big question for the running back position. But
Yeah.
like you said, Saquon and Derrick Henry are debunking the myth, and I
Yes.
think that's what we need to continue to do. You definitely take a toll at the position, getting those 20, 30 carry games. But, for me, I only played 3 high school seasons, because I lost my senior season due to COVID, and then only played 3 college seasons, and went, moved on to the NFL. So, I've definitely always had it in mind, and, think, going through my rookie year with, 20 carries, just gaining all the knowledge I can, waiting for my opportunity. I think I've set myself up good, in terms of, longevity for sure.
See, I didn't have to worry about that because my son was small, but he was slow.
Put him on the O-line, right?
No, he couldn't take the small part. He wouldn't grow into Lane Johnson, I can promise you.
Yeah.
What do you think of this offensive line?
Oh, they're incredible. It's such a great group of guys to be around every day, and just who they are on the field, off the field. It's awesome. You get in the huddle and you feel like you're looking at giants.
You are.
From Jordan Mailata all the way to Lane Johnson from left to right. It's incredible to be able to run behind them every day.
And their athleticism is unreal. I mean,
Crazy.
The old days, Merrill, they were more ponderous offensive linemen. These
Oh, yeah.
guys are huge and lean and just physically imposing and powerful. They're amazing. The timing that you have to establish, Will, does it take time to learn your offensive line and to gain that chemistry?
Yeah, 100%. The more reps you can get with somebody, the better you're going to have, the better chemistry you're going to have with them. So, as many opportunities that I get in practice to go in there with the O-line group and get some runs in, you always got to take advantage of it and build that chemistry.
Is the coaching approach in the NFL a lot different than the coaching approach in college, where you're young guys coming up, and now in the NFL you're adults? Do they treat you differently?
Yeah, it's definitely different from college to the NFL. Coach Sweeney always told it to us that the NFL isn't a developmental league. You got to go being ready. Now, with that being said, I'll tell you, I've learned more this year and feel like I've gotten better this year, under Coach Singleton and just how well he coaches me. He's just allowed me to realize that I've got a very high ceiling and, I can shoot for the stars. So, just continuing to get better and, take that coaching not only from him, the other coaches, Saquon, Kenny, everybody that I can, and just try to get better and better.
But you had a famous college coach. What was Dabo Swinney like?
Oh, he was incredible. I was talking to someone earlier, and people have a lot of opinions about him, but at the end of the day, he cares a lot about his players, and he's loyal to his players, and that's something that I always respect. My experience with him is exactly that, and that's why I love him to death. Like we talked about, college football is changing. So I don't know if he's going to change with it, how he's going to adjust, but I do know that he's going to give everything to those players that he possibly can.
Will, we did a bunch of events in the offseason with Jamal Singleton, and he would talk about, the question from fans would be, hey, how do you get Saquon Barkley better? I mean, Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the game. How do you possibly get him better? And he would talk about how he works with him to get his shoulders square, and so his vision is down the field, so you have a wider range of vision. I think I'm getting that right. And just those little things, and you see now certainly a culmination of events that have given Saquon an opportunity to be at his very best, and one of the best, on pace to have the best season of any running back in the history of the game. What things has he specifically kind of worked with you on? What do you realize that as good as you are, there are things specifically, technically, functionally that you can do better?
Yeah, I would say two things that come to me automatically. Is pass protection. He's had to help me a ton in that realm, and just understanding all the different technicalities. Ball security is another thing. In football, that ball is the treasure, and if you got it, you want to keep it, and if the opposing team's got it, you want to take it away. So just all the different technicalities that go into that I didn't realize even before this season. The thing I love about Coach Singleton is as I mentioned before, he breaks everything down to a science. So if you're doing something wrong, he can tell you why you're doing it wrong, how to do it better, and how to improve. And he does a great job with me. I'm sure he has to do a little bit more than with Saquon.
Only because I'm sure when Saquon came into the league, it was the same thing for him.
Yeah. It's all about experience.
Yeah.
And Coach Singleton does a great job of kind of catering to me, Kenny, and Saquon, even TDP.
Yeah, TDP is also a tremendously talented running back.
Yeah, so he coaches us all and does a great job at it.
So I want to know, are they working on teaching you how to hurdle a man backwards?
We looked at it on film a lot, and we didn't specifically. He couldn't break that one down technically. I'll tell you that.
It's 48 years broadcasting the games, and that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah, exactly.
First time it's ever happened.
Will Shipley is our guest. We'll be back with Will and more right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies Meaty and Tender Wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese. and I'm here to announce that the garage is always open. I'm talking about garage beer. Light beer, like it used to be. How refreshing. I believe my good friend Jason Kelsey even described garage beer as beer-flavored beer. There's a guy who knows beer. Find yours at drinkgaragebeer.com. Remember, the garage is always open.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO today.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are here at Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. Merrill Reese, Dave Spadaro, and Will Shipley. Dave, what have you?
Well, it's time now for this week's injury review, brought to you by the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio. Gosh.
I gave you a chance to read a card, and you blew it.
I know. Let me do it again.
Take two.
You blew it. It's time now for this week's injury review, brought to you by the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio. Contact them today for a free consultation at 215-806-3689. That's 215-806-3689. Merrill, we are waiting on word about tight end Dallas Goedert, who has a knee injury. We are waiting on word from safety Reed Blankenship, who had a concussion and left the game on Sunday. Eagles losing Darius Slay last week. Devontae Smith didn't play against Baltimore. Hopeful that those two players come back for this game. And a shout out to Ben Van Sumeren, who is on injured reserve. Fine young man, very great prospect, linebacker, fullback. The Eagles today signing a fullback to the practice squad, Kari Blasingame. He's been with Minnesota, Tennessee, and Chicago since 2019 in the NFL, so he joins the Eagles practice squad.
Boy, it's tough with the injuries. Look at a guy like Christian McCaffrey, who was the best running back in football for so long, and then he comes back after a long wait, comes in for a couple of weeks, and now he's gone again.
Yeah, it's tough. I've been a huge C-Mac fan, my whole life really, watching him at Stanford and on. But yeah, you hate to see it, anybody in their career, to have an injury. But, especially him with how much success he's had, for him to come back after dealing with all the Achilles stuff that he was.
Yeah.
So, wish him nothing but the best and hope he's able to recover from what looks like a PCL injury if I'm right.
When you watch a guy like Christian McCaffrey, what do you see? He's built more like you than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, definitely someone that I've tried to model my game after, and just how successful he's been. Like you said, similar body statures in terms of height, weight, all that good stuff. So, just the way that he's been so versatile in this league. He's been able to do everything that he's been asked to do and more, catching the ball out of the backfield, running between the tackles. So, it's something I pride myself on as well.
And he's such an aggressive runner. Do you think that you're an aggressive runner? Is that how would you describe your style?
Yeah, that's how you got to play the game.
Yeah.
That's how I view it. Once you get on that football field, it's just like a battle. You're going at it. Who can last longer? So, you wear them down with how physical you are, how hard you run the football. Just let them know from play one. I'm not going to be the one that stops first.
One of the things that I've noticed, Eagles have had some very good running backs over the years. Now, a couple of years ago, they had Miles Sanders, who was the teammate of Christian McCaffrey at Penn State, Saquon at Penn State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then last year they had DeAndre Swift. And both of them were quick and could hit the hole and ran the daylight, but neither of them were great at breaking tackles. That is the difference. Saquon seems to have such great balance that one or two hits don't usually bring him down.
Yeah, that's what he does so well. You very rarely see one person tackle him. You have to gang tackle him. That's just the type of player that he is. So it's a huge part of being a running back is, one, you got the width to run in between the tackles, to pass block. You got to do every position essentially. So as long as you can do good or be great at every single one of them, you'll be a great player.
What do you do when you don't play football? I saw that you like the culinary arts, that you like to cook.
Yeah, I do. It's something that I grew up, my mom was always cooking for my brother and I in the kitchen. So something I just, picked up along the way, learned some of her recipes. My huge shout out to my grandmother, Ninny. She cooked for us for Thanksgiving and, all the meals we ever needed. So, yeah, I grew up with a lot of cooking around me and have kind of picked it up along the way.
Did you cook for Thanksgiving this year?
No, I did not. Luckily, had my boy KJ Henry, who we picked up from Dallas, and I was at Clemson with him for a tenure. He got put on the practice squad a couple days before Thanksgiving, and we ended up getting together. His girlfriend was nice enough to cook for us, so we enjoyed it. It was definitely unconventional, but it was a good Thanksgiving.
Well, let's talk about this football team. 8 straight wins. The town is going crazy. The buzz about the Eagles is out there. Thoughts of this locker room? What do you think you've accomplished so far?
Yeah, I think we've been doing a great job, but we all know what the main mission is, and that's what's in our sights. That's what we're looking forward to, while still being where our feet are and taking it week by week. Not overlooking any opponent, understanding this is the National Football League. Everybody's here for a reason. But in terms of how I feel, being a rookie, this is the first locker room I've been in, the first season I've had. I feel great. I think all the adversity that we hit early on in the season is propelling us forward to who I believe we can be as a team and who we believe we can be as a team. So it's been great so far. We just got to keep it moving in the right direction.
I know I'm biased, but I don't think there are better fans any place than there are Eagles fans. They travel well. In Los Angeles, I wasn't sure where we were.
Felt like
they were louder for the Eagles than they were for the Rams.
They were, yeah. This is the best fan base I've ever been a part of, and that's saying something coming from Clemson.
Sure.
It's just how much the people of Philly care, about the Eagles, but about every sports team that comes out of Philly. So thankful to be here and to have fans that do care. I can imagine it's hard to go into a stadium, play on Sunday, and see empty seats. It's something we'll never have to worry about.
No, not here.
So
not here.
It's truly a blessing to be in Philly.
Will, when we went to the preseason game in New England, I know your family was there and really excited to meet them. And and for them to see you and share in your success. How much during the season have they been able to be part of your journey?
Yeah, my parents don't miss a game.
Great.
So it's special.
So they're here every week?
They are. Yeah, they traveled to L.A.
Awesome.
So, yeah, they don't miss a game. Now, they didn't make it to Brazil, but that is the first game that my parents have missed since my Pop Warner days. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's something that's able to come with my dad being an entrepreneur and having an open schedule. And he cares so much about us. They care so much about my brother and I. They try not to miss anything. So, yeah, couldn't be more thankful for them as well.
Was your dad an athlete?
Yes, he played basketball, but my mom was the major athlete. She played soccer at NC State.
Really?
Yeah, and was really good there.
Did she know Mike Quick?
I'm sure she did. I'd have to ask
Seriously?
her. It's not something that's come up in conversation. But she definitely knows of him, for sure. But, yeah, we love the Wolfpack. Huge win over UNC, rivalry week last week. So, we always love seeing the Tar Heels go down.
She could have tutored him and taught him how to get a B.
This week, by the way, it's the Carolina Panthers, ironically enough, coming to town. Did the Carolina Panthers play a part in your childhood love of the NFL?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We grew up.
Jake Delhomme?
That's exactly. Yeah, Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith, Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, so many other legends. Thomas Davis, who his son is actually just committed to Notre Dame. He goes to my alma mater high school. Yeah, we're really close with his son and have been able to help him out throughout his recruiting process. But yeah, it's such a small world. Growing up in Charlotte, we'd go to the games on Sunday whenever we could. My best friend, his family had season tickets, so whenever I could sneak my way in there, I would. But yeah, grew up watching the Panthers, being a Panthers fan. Definitely just made me realize what my dream was, for sure.
See, when he was here as an assistant coach, I used to play golf with Ron Rivera.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ron's a great guy.
Yeah, I've met him once.
And he took the Panthers to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Him and Cam Newton.
Right.
They couldn't get it done against the Denver Broncos, but I love seeing their success, for sure. And they've really picked it up these past couple weeks, so I'm excited to prepare for them this week.
All right, we'll be back with Will Shipley right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holiday entertaining season is back, and there's no better place for holiday cheer than Chicky and Pete's with a nice cold beer. Book your holiday party right now. We have open bar specials and an unbeatable all-you-can-eat menu. It includes our world-famous crab fries, delectable Chicky's boneless wings, tasty tenders, and our piping hot traditional pizza. Or let us bring the holiday cheer to your place with an unforgettable visit from our Chicky and Pete's Crab Fry Express food truck. We've got you covered this holiday season at the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at PennCommunityBank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and I'm here to announce that the garage is always open. I'm talking about garage beer. Light beer, like it used to be. How refreshing. I believe my good friend Jason Kelsey even described garage beer as beer-flavored beer. There's a guy who knows beer. Find yours at drinkgaragebeer.com. Remember, the garage is always open.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are, Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. Will Shipley is our guest. Well, I can tell by the way you speak and the way you make references that you are a fan of the game and you respect the history of the game. And I don't expect that you know a lot of the players from, say, the 1970s or 80s. But I just wanted to say it because I saw you signing number 39, which was your training camp number.
Yeah.
But now you have number 28. And that was one of the most prestigious numbers ever in the history of the Eagles. Are you aware of that, Dave?
Number 28?
Number 28.
No.
Number 28 was a safety.
Bill Bradley?
Bill Bradley.
Yep.
I'm now reading a book called Free Spirit, Free Safety.
I love
and
it.
it's about Bill Bradley, who led the NFL 1 year with 11 interceptions, and the next year had 9 interceptions. He led the NFL 2 years in a row. He played for the Eagles, played for Coach Dick Vermeil, played for Mike McCormick before that.
Member of our Hall of Fame?
Yeah, and Bill Bradley, number 28. And they, for years and years and years, they didn't give out 28 because the equipment man was a big fan of Bill Bradley. He refused to give out 28. So you have a very, very prestigious number.
Yeah, that's
number 28.
Awesome history.
Bill Bradley.
I'll definitely have to do my research.
They called him Super Bill. He was a quarterback at the University of Texas. Came from tiny Palestine, Texas.
Wow.
Bill Bradley.
Yeah, it sounds like an unbelievable story. I'll definitely have to do my
Check
research.
it out. Check it out. Okay, it is now time for this week's Penworth Financial Keys to the Game. The key to your financial future is Penworth Financial. Call them today at 267-997-4503 or visit penworth.com. All right, Dave, you give one, I'll give one, and Will, you give one. A key to the game, a key to the Eagles beating the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I think the Eagles defense just play within themselves, don't try to play hero football. Bryce Young has shown really good improvement these last few weeks. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions the last 3 games. They'll use a lot of play action with him, try to get him out of the pocket. So play good, sound, disciplined, physical Philadelphia Eagles defense, and this team should be okay.
All right, I say be very, very fundamental in your tackling of Chuba Hubbard. He is a tough running back, and he can give you grief if you don't really grab him and wrap him up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I would say mine is get 2-6 going, first of all. You know, when he has a big game, you know, we're always successful. And then just play complementary football. You know, offense complementing the defense, complementing special teams. And so if we can do that, you know, I think we got success.
You know, I hear fans talking on the talk shows, and people come up to me and they say, well, I'm looking at the schedule right now. And it seems like the Eagles really have 2 teams on that schedule that they really have to worry about. Pittsburgh, and then late in the season, Washington. And I respond by saying, you know what the toughest game on the schedule is? Carolina. Because if you don't look at Carolina as a tough game, they could slide right by you. You just go back to last week where the Bears almost upset the Lions and where the Raiders should have beaten Kansas City. So any week this can happen, and you've got to zero in on an opponent, and that's all that counts. Worry about Pittsburgh when that comes up.
Exactly. It's a one-game season every week. You've got to just always take every opponent serious. And like I said before, it's the NFL, so every team deserves to be here. And we're taking Carolina as serious as we would take anybody for sure.
Okay, we closed by picking winners, not the Eagles involved.
Yeah.
The other teams, and no points involved, just win or lose. Last week,
and we're getting in no trouble with the NFL violating gambling
nothing
rules.
like that.
No problem.
There's
Good to hear.
Just for fun.
There's nothing at stake.
Yeah.
Although I will point out that last week I was 8-0, and the person on my left was 4-4.
4-4.
Look at you
I've got some room to cover here.
All right, the Thursday night game is a great one. Green Bay at Detroit. All right, Dave.
I'm going to go Green Bay.
Okay, Will?
Green Bay all day, baby.
That's right.
Okay, I am picking the
I need to catch up to Merrill, so I'm going opposite Merrill as much
Okay,
as I can.
I am picking the Lions.
Okay.
I have to pick the Lions at Detroit.
Okay.
New Orleans at the Giants.
The Saints.
Will?
I'm going to go Saints as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the Giants can beat. Seattle at Arizona. This is a pretty good game.
Very good game. Merrill, you picked Arizona. I'm going to go with Seattle then.
Okay, Will?
I'm going to go Arizona. I'm going to go with Merrill here.
Arizona's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they are too. They blew a game on Sunday, but that's okay.
This is a very interesting game. Baltimore. No, it can't be Baltimore. It's Buffalo. Okay, because Baltimore has a bye. I just can't read my writing. Buffalo at the Rams. Dave.
I will go with the Rams in that one. I think Buffalo has a little bit of an emotional letdown. Then they've got to travel across the country. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rams too. Like you said, traveling across the country is tough.
Buffalo has so much at stake. They want that number one seed in the AFC. They're not going to lose to the Rams. All right, Atlanta at Minnesota.
I see you've taken Minnesota. I've got to agree with you. Minnesota wins that game.
Let's go Atlanta.
You going
Nice.
Atlanta?
Contrarian.
I like to see Atlanta go with Michael Penix to see what he could do. I think
Merrill
he's
is
a
so
great
high
player.
on Michael
I
Penix.
like Michael Penix.
I would love to see it too. I think Kirk's done a great job, but to throw Michael Penix out there, he's such a stud. Did great things at Washington. It'd be interesting for sure.
Yeah. All right. How about the Bears at San Francisco?
I'm going to go San Fran. You took Chicago there, Merrill?
I did take
I'm going to go
Chicago.
San Fran.
Okay, you're going San Fran. Okay. Will?
I'm going to go Bears.
You're going to go Chicago also.
See Caleb Williams get another win.
Here's a good game. Chargers at Kansas City.
I will agree with you, Merrill. I will go the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, Kansas City's
Actually, you know what? Let me change that. I will go Kansas City.
Okay, you got
I'm
Kansas
there with
City.
you. Yeah.
You're going with Kansas City?
Yep. Knock me down for Kansas City.
Okay, I think
I don't want them to win, but I want to beat you.
I think they have one more loss. And then the Monday night game, is there any way Dallas can beat Cincinnati? Dave.
There is a way, but I will never select the Dallas Cowboys ever. So I will go with the Bengals.
I am going with the Bengals.
Okay.
I'm going Cincy too.
We're all going with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But people kept thinking weeks ago that the Bengals had finally turned the corner and watched them, and then they went kerplop once again.
Yeah, it's such a small margin of error in the NFL.
But things also change so quickly. Dallas is making a bit of a playoff run here.
Well, they are. They're 5-7 right now.
Yeah.
They're back 5-7 behind Cooper Rush, but they are playing a little bit better. But they're not a dangerous team. But Cincinnati with a great quarterback like Burrow and with a great receiver, they're still not going where they were. They were in many people's minds a preseason pick to maybe be the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, when you've got studs like that, you always got a chance. I know our game against Cincinnati was a tough one. Anytime you play them and they're on fire, it's tough to beat them. So.
Well, you were a great guy and you were a great football player, and we thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thanks, Will. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother.
Chris Ermer is our executive engineer.
Thanks, Chris. Great job, Chris.
And Pro Football Report is produced by executive producer George Forster, PGA. So for all of us, we thank you for joining us. Good night, everyone.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
There's no